We're back inside Pinnacle Bank Arena talking now with the Nebraska FFA State President, Ellie Wanek. She hails from the Aurora FFA Chapter. Ellie, as I look at our list of state FFA officers, we have Aurora, Seward, and York just down the interstate from each other. Did you know any of your teammates before you were elected state?
I did not, and we all always thought that was really funny because we were in high school at the same times, going to all the same basketball games, volleyball games, and we never ran across each other. So that's been a conversation that we've had many times this year.
For someone not familiar with the experience of serving as a Nebraska FFA state officer, there's a lot that happens throughout the year, but big picture, what are some of the duties and responsibilities you had?
Yeah, so one of the main responsibilities, we learn how to be state officers at the beginning with training, and then we teach all of the other chapter officers how to be officers, and then we put on all kinds of different workshops and conferences throughout the year, all around the state, as well as serving as delegates at National Convention. And then finally, our second semester, we go on chapter visits. We're assigned different districts, and then we go and put on state convention.
Mm-hmm. From all those experiences, are there one or two that'll stick out that you'll always remember from them?
Yeah, I definitely think National Convention was a big one for me because I got to meet a whole bunch of other state officers and reconnect with the ones that I had met before. And then also chapter visits were probably my favorite part of this whole year. Traveling to the student zone where they are in their comfortable spot, and then when I get to walk into their classroom and teach them for a day, that was the best experience throughout this year.
You mentioned something there, interacting with other state FFA officers. You've got a couple opportunities to do that throughout the year, but what's that experience like? I mean, you meet other people who are in very similar capacities, but each state probably looks a little bit different when it comes to the role and responsibility, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice to get to know the other state officers because they know exactly what we're going through. We can relate on a lot of different levels, and then we also get to learn the other ways that people do things. So like you said, I got to meet my first round of state officers that I got to meet was in July in Washington, D.C. We went to a conference, and then also at National Convention, and now getting to go to a few other state conventions. I get to reconnect with these folks all year long and just work with them through the same process, which has been a really great joy.
Are some of those state officers going to be here during this year's convention for Nebraska?
Yes, we have some state officers from New York and then also one from Oregon coming. Wow. And then, yeah, some of the other state officers, some of our Nebraska officers will be traveling outside of our state too.
What a neat experience. You'll give your retiring address here at the on this stage inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. What's your RA titled and what's it about?
My RA is titled Face the Fear. It's about embracing the beauty that's behind your fear rather than just looking at it as a scary step to take in your life.
Mm-hmm. A lot of prep work, I'm sure, goes into writing that retiring address. Walk us through some of that.
Yeah, so we started off with just narrowing down topics, picking out some really remarkable experiences we've had in our lives, and then kind of finding a common theme throughout all of them. And then we got to work with our teammates to narrow it down. And then finally we got some RA coaches that worked through us. They made sure that we had a rough draft, and then we worked to our final draft, and then also having rehearsals with our advisors, and finally ready to present on the stage this week.
So you're going to be on the stage this week. Do you remember when you were in the chair for the first time here at convention when you were just beginning your FFA experiences?
I do, and walking through Pinnacle Bank Arena, it's been all of these memories flooding back to me about my time at state convention my freshman and sophomore year, and even the virtual convention the last few years. Everything comes back, and now that I get to give that experience to more students, it just is completely fulfilling and makes me very excited for state convention.
What's next for you? You'll hang up your jacket as you retire from this position, but in terms of your education path, what do you have coming up?
Right, so currently I'm majoring in animal science at the University of Nebraska Lincoln, also have a minor in agribusiness entrepreneurship. I'm hoping to get a master's in animal science, eventually working with beef cattle and biotechnology in beef cattle, or reproduction and genetics.
Have to think some of your FFA experiences help shape that, right?
Absolutely, yes.
That is Ellie Wanek. She is the Nebraska FFA State President, joining us here at the 94th Annual State FFA Convention.